Hello and welcome to the last video in this video blog. I'd like to start the video and tell you what I already done this week. This week I had to attend a conference which I told you in the last week, the IDK 14, and it was a very good one to attend. So I had some minutes to you from this conference. So, the first theme has been ended right now, and the conference have something like the lunch break. I had a very good impression about the conference of today, and I networked with some people who are maybe interested in the same issues and topics which I am interested into. The good thing that there is another session which is related to something I'm very interested in, which would be the smart content online and so on, and how to preserve this smart content. I think that I'm gonna attend this session also. I think it's hard to sit down and wait until this session begins. That's because I have a very bad headache. So I think I'm gonna grab some coffee and come back. But also one thing that most of the sessions are in Deutsch, and yeah, I can understand some things, but luckily the session which I'm willing to attend is in English, and this is very good. But it's a very good thing to try your language and to see if you are able to understand things or not. And I'm waiting also for the conference proceedings. Maybe reading would be easier than just hearing. But anyway, to have the impression of how people are presenting things in these conferences, this is very helpful thing and very helpful tips you may use later if you are gonna make some kind of presentation for another conference or something like that. Because this is the last video, I'd like to give you some impressions about what I am already facing since I came to here to Berlin almost 1 year ago. Actually, I started my journey by taking a language course. I studied the German language for 6 months. And talking about learning a German language, this is a very important thing, I think. I'm studying in English, I'm writing in English, and I'm reading also in English. But maybe I have some kind of interviews with German students, so I need some German, not very advanced language level, but I need to know German. Actually, not special case for me, but if you are willing to come to Germany, I think it would be a very good idea if you learn German. People here in the streets normally speak German. A lot of them, especially in Berlin, speak English, and you might find some people who speak Arabic, Spanish and other languages. Berlin is very international. But I think if you need to be able to read any email or mail comes for you from, for example, a governmental authority or something like that, mailing which comes to you via the post, and you need to know German. And if you want to be able to ask anybody in the street anytime for a question, you certainly need also to have a minimum knowledge in German language. It would be a very good idea to be able to share this culture with people and to get deeper in relation with everybody around you. You need to learn German. So it would be my first advice to you: learn German as long as you are willing to stay here and to study here in Germany, even if you are not studying in German language. The other challenge that I faced since I came was the accommodation and the place to stay. I was lucky because the first 6 months it was included in the scholarship and they provided for us an accommodation to stay. But when I went to the normal market for apartments and etc., it was not that easy to get a flat. Actually, most of the students are going to the solution of having a room in a WG. WG is Wohngemeinschaft, and that means that many people can share the same apartment and each one have his own room, and they share the other facilities of this apartment, and they share for sure the rent and the bills which comes like the internet and electricity and heating and so on. And I think and I believe also this is a very good idea, but for me as a person who is not alone, I was planning to bring my wife with me. So I needed to have my own apartment, and to find a flat you have a lot of opportunities, but to find a central one and a good flat, it was a challenge. So I just searched for a while, for almost like 4 months, and Berlin, yes, it is affordable, but the problem that a lot of people would be also searching for a flat. It was a challenge for me until I found my beloved flat, and I'm happy with that. But to you, if you'd like to find a flat which is comfortable and it's suitable for you and your family, for example, you need to start that as early as possible, and you might be more luckier than me. This week also I received an email from the DAD. DAD stands for Deutsch Akademische Austausch Dienst, which can be translated to English, the German Academic Exchange Service. This is the organization which I get the fund from. Actually, I came here according to a funding program. It's shared between the Egyptian government and the DAD, and it's shared in the costs and so on. But it's managed by the DAD. So I have to submit some reports to the DAD every year that telling them I'm okay in my research and I am following my research schedule and time plan, and I have to get a report from my supervisor also telling that I'm okay and I am working according to the plan, and I have some kind of activities during these 2 semesters. I have to do it every year before the second semester ends, normally in the mid of November. So I'm already working on that since like 1 month ago, and I think I'll be able to send my reports as early as possible. This deadlines is very important for a grant student. And talking about granting, I think it's an essential thing if you are thinking about coming and studying your PhD. So the first step for you, I think you have to search for a grant, and there are many possibilities here in Germany. The good news that German cities normally is very adaptable for students. So you don't have to pay thousands of euros, as we told, for tuition fees. You get very reduced transportation tickets, and for example, the universities also allows people to have some kind of accommodation and facilities, so you don't have to pay a fortune for living in Germany. But you need to be focused on your research in most of cases. So to find a grant or funding, this is a very important step, and you have to start it as early as possible if you are planning to come to Germany. There are many opportunities to have fund here in Germany. One of them to have a fund from your own country, if your university or your institution which you are working for enables you to do that, or you can search on the DAD database. There are a lot of websites which allows you to search for funding opportunities also. And the last thing that you might be lucky enough and qualified enough to have a research position in a German university. Many of German universities just announced that they have a PhD position for you. In this case, you have to carry on your research, and it would be apart from a bigger research project and so on. I was very excited to come here to start my PhD journey, and it's around 1 year ago since I took the decision and I came here. And I think things sometimes got okay, things sometimes not that much good, but I think the overall rate is very nice. Germany is a very nice place, and I'm very thankful because I have this opportunity. I hope you also gain your opportunity one day and be able to start your PhD journey. It was nice to be here with you through this video.